can't jump to conclusions.
For YouTube, I'm a trophy lady of the night. You have to trigger all the trophies again. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Type of small mass murder. That this is a guy who's failed in life. Okay. He's a loser. Women don't like him, and he's found beautiful ladies at this place, and he's gone on and knocked them off. And that's his moment in the sun.
That's not far off.
Mass murderers do end up getting killed in the process. They go shoot up a school or a business, and they're caught immediately. But that doesn't mean there aren't smaller mass murders that people get away with. And to me, this looked like an incel mass murder. Now, we have since found out
and that also has kind of a sexual.
Does seem to have a problem with ladies, and some are now calling him an incel, although I don't know the truth on that matter.
Wait,
he seems to have paid attention to the women here and chosen them as victims. And that's
I think he was following them on Instagram.
I don't know my basic profile of one of these two things is true or not. However, if I were working with the police, I would say, check out these avenues. When I say check out these avenues as a profiler, I don't say this is correct.
Okay,
I say from what I see and from what I know, from my experience and my analysis, I would look at these. Maybe this would be
that's cool.
60%, and this would be 30%, and then there's still 10%. It's supposed to be a tool for investigators. And detectives themselves, they are profilers. So they are doing the same thing themselves. So when you think of criminal profiles, actually think of detectives who are there at the scene. They have to analyze the scene. They have to figure out what could be the motive, who could have done it. What does
I would hang that up in my house.
So they're profilers. So they're looking at this crime thinking, what is this? Now, the one thing I said, which I did not feel this was, I did not see this as a serial crime. In other words, I did not see the perpetrator of this crime as necessarily being a serial killer.
Look at that castle. Beautiful.
Okay? Why?
Christine. Like Elden Ring, Lunaria of the Lakes. This is like what Lunaria of the Lakes wants to be. But it can never be. But that's okay. It's different and special in its own little way. Where's the trophy guide? Because I'm a trophy lady of the night. Is it a minute in? Is it a minute in? It's 3 minutes in. Okay, I'm a trophy whore. There we go. Res RE8 trophy guide. Okay. All of them except we can keep 20 manual save loads. But oh god. This is a relatively quick platinum, what? Okay, so everything actually leads to difficulty. All. So it's on the collectibles. Inventory upgrading. Miscellaneous. I have a sore throat. I'm just vaping on bad nicotine. Oh no! Get out of here. Whatever. I'll just get the story.
Just because of the way that they were targeted. That I felt like he had watched them, he knew who they were, because they were all very beautiful, that there was something about this group of women that was the purpose of the crime.
What happened?
If it was not a personal crime. So I do not see this as a serial homicide. Usually this kind of crime, when it's a serial homicide, as people keep saying, oh, Ted Bundy and Danny Rowling. No, those are guys who were on sprees at the time. First of all, Ted Bundy was on a spree. Danny Rowling had already killed a group of 3 people. He did that because it was a sexual assault on the woman, and then he just killed the man and the boy there who were just in the way. Then he committed another sexual homicide, and then there was there was a case where there were 2 people at the home, a boy and a girl, so he killed the boy to get to the girl, that kind of thing. All sexual homicides. Ted Bundy, all sexual homicides. Idaho, not a sexual homicide at all. So, although there are serial killers like David Berkowitz
there's components
and
of it.
Colonial Parkway murders, which people are just shot, and there's no sexual homicide, it's unusual when you have beautiful women involved. Okay? So, I do not see this still as a serial killer homicide. However,
I don't either.
Could it be? All right? Because I'm not foolproof here.
I think he wanted to get caught, but probably if he didn't get caught, I think he would have gone and did something again. But I don't. I think with his extensive knowledge of all the technology that everyone has access to nowadays, he knew he was going to get caught, so I think he wanted to be known for something, and to make a name for himself in a sick, twisted way. But if, whatever, the X amount of time went on, and he still wasn't caught, then maybe he'd be like, ooh, maybe they aren't as good as I thought. And then he might be tempted to try fate again. Holy shit.
Friendly. Who are you? Who sent you? Nobody. There was an accident down the road. What's going on?
Jesus, man.
Oh, no. They're coming. Who is? What the hell was that? You have a gun?
Jesus the Jew.
Please tell me you have a gun. No, why would I?
Shoot up the floorboards.
Take it! Take it!
There's this little pea shooter.
Hey, are you...
Soda mode. What?
Listening? Hey!
Bye-bye.
What the...
A lot of evidence these werewolf creatures gotta worry about these lycanthropic. I don't know what the terminology for fictitious diseases are.
Dead body?
Well, fictitious until proven otherwise, but. Oh, this is a jump scare probably now. Or maybe just gory.
Jesus Christ.
What's the Jew?
What the hell is wrong with this place?
There's something is very wrong. Made quite apparent. We've already been through okay. That was, that.
No.
That was what that was. Wait, it's pretty... 4 headshots, what? 5? Oh, nice. 5-8, hell yeah.
What the hell?
5 headshots to down that guy. No, that's obviously not gonna... That's not gonna work. Chemical fluid. Yeah, I can craft a healing something, I think. First aid med. Yeah. Herb. Not herb. I always said it like that until my friends corrected me when I was old enough to be embarrassed. Okay. I'm taking on Pat's mannerisms. Oh, that's fine. Wait, this is pause of the game, right? Yeah, so no use in prematurely crafting anything. Isn't there a map? Yeah. Okay. I'm disoriented AF. That's not back in the house where we met Mr. Scary Man. Wonderful. Wow, I love not. I've done this before and I forgot what to do. How do I switch to my knife? Okay. No physics, no collision. Come on, Final Fantasy VII can do it. Can you melee kill all of them? Oh, this is definitely the way. Yeah, there we go. That's block, right? Yeah. Bada bing, bada bam.
Ask the police, if I were working on this case, to investigate other crimes that were similar. Of course I would. I would say, hey, check it out. You know, who knows? I think this is the first crime, but hey, maybe there are other crimes linked to this guy. Maybe he did do something else. All right. How would they figure this out? Well, they would use a number of techniques. The number one method people hear about is a VICAP. This is an FBI program, the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program. And this time, they were doing this was a little case. They were trying to figure out what he was connected to prior to all the ones he committed that he knew. And they said, 90 murders.
I can unbury
He wasn't connected to 90 murders by DNA. He was not. He was connected to 90 murders because they could be his. And this is core linkage methodology. To link somebody to a crime, you have to have proof. Because, as I always say, there's only so many ways to kill a person. Shoot them, stab them, bludgeon them, strangle them, push them off a cliff, poison them. There's only so many ways, right? So when you have killers across the entire country, especially a big country like the United States, somebody's going to use the same methodology as another person. That doesn't mean those two are connected. And so you have to be very careful of that. Let me show you a really great example of how, boy, if these two were in the same country, would we be messed up? All right, let's take a look. Jeffrey Dahmer killed a whole bunch of young men, right? Lured them to his home. He killed them, and then he kept their bodies around and played with them, and then he got rid of them, propped them up and used them. Anybody know who this is? Because if you're in the UK, you absolutely know who that is. This is Mortenson. All right, let me tell you a little bit about Mortenson, so you can understand how it looks exactly the same. It's the same.
All
right, we're the same guy. This is Dennis Wilson. He was a Scottish serial killer and necrophile who murdered at least 12 young men and boys at least in London. He was convicted of 6 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. All right, what did he do? He lured his victims to his address through deception, same as him. He killed them by strangulation, not quite the same as him. Sometimes accompanied by drowning. Following each murder, he would observe a ritual in which he bathed and dressed the victim's body, which he retained for extended periods of time. Both the same on that. Before dissecting and disposing of them,
Louisa from
both
Ross.
the same on that. What he did was
little
burn them in a
Brazilian girl.
bonfire or
I
flush
wonder
them
how
down
she's
the
doing.
toilet. Okay, he did different things. However, how similar?
I wonder if he's back in Sao Paulo.
How similar are these guys?
Probably.
Very similar. Now imagine instead of being in two separate countries, they were overlapped. Maybe they were in the same state or in states right next to each other. You can better believe that people would think that these guys' crimes, this guy's crimes, or these guys' crimes, or this guy's crimes, or this guy, can't go that way, this guy's crimes. Sorry. They would mix them up because it would be impossible to actually know. So you'd be looking at it thinking you have one serial killer perhaps when you actually have two. And this is the problem.
What did I get?
I believe in this, when we're looking at this case, we have a number of crimes which people are trying to link together, which may be not at all linked at all. Not linked. They're not linked. Could they be linked? Yes, but it doesn't mean they necessarily are. So I wanted to point out that those two things. So before the suspect was apprehended in Idaho murder, I said it was probably either a personal crime, or revenge, or it was some kind of incel mass murder. That was my theory. Other people's theories were it's a serial killer. That's where we were. All right, so even before Koberger was caught and allegedly committed this crime, there were people who did link this crime to, especially this crime, because these are two people who were also stabbed by a masked man in the middle of the night. I'll get to that in a minute when I'm describing this guy's entire scenarios for all three crimes here. So there are people already looking for links. And I'm sure the police themselves were looking for links. And I want you to understand that they too were doing that. They were looking for DNA links. And I haven't heard of any so far. DNA links between these crimes. They were looking for any other information that could link these crimes, but apparently did not come up with any. As a matter of fact, these two crimes have never been linked together. Okay? But I will go into that. So now we've caught our suspect in this crime. Now we have caught. The police have done a fabulous job, and they have a. No, they brought let me just go back. I want to talk about Brian Koberger a minute. They brought him back. He's in Idaho now. There is a gag order, which I'm very pleased about. It's about time we do more gag orders on defense attorneys and prosecutors do. And the probable cause affidavit has not been released yet. When it is released, it is possible to hear more about why he was arrested and why he was arrested. I'm not going to go into there because I don't know. All right, but he's back. All right, now that he's here, people are starting to jump all over his motivations. Okay, I have to point this one out because this is what happens when you catch somebody. This came out in Newsweek, which is a reputable paper, but now it's basically a tabloid. It's garbage. Anyway, a man charged in connection with the slaves of Moore University, Idaho School.
Oh, jeez, wow.
Cannibalistic urges. What?
Oh, no,
so now
that's
he's Jeffrey Dahmer, or Nilsson?
That's not gonna work.
What?
I got a handgun in
A forensic psychiatrist told me. And let me tell you how this works. When they want to get some information, make a story about it, just start calling everybody. You know how many calls I've already gotten? I refuse all TV and print interviews. I will not do them.
Okay.
So they just call and they want 3 people usually for every one of their articles. But then anybody who comes up with anything clever or interesting or bizarre, hey, they're going to make an article. So listen to this one. Koberger accused of location 11,000 in Moscow, Idaho and stuff. Okay. Now, forensic psychiatrist told Newsweek that Koberger reported obsessive compulsive eating indicated he was afraid he would become addicted to meat if he ate it. Are you an actual psychiatrist? You all lose your license. I'm sorry. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
You've never eaten meat prior?
Let's get things straight about how to get information.
Where are the arrows?
An aunt.
Wait, what?
Some aunt said that he was a vegan, and when he came to her house, he didn't want to eat out of
Where are
they didn't want vegan food and
are these arrows or are those just particles?
very specific. It's more than something.
Those are just particles. No, those are arrows.
Vegans are very strong on that, especially if, for example, certain Hindus do not eat. They have to have a kitchen from meat-eating kitchens. They do that. That's a religious thing. So he might have had that particular. Now, first of all, we're talking about one ant. I have not seen any information on this guy Sid that talks about his weakness. You know, so once upon a time, he visited ant and said this. Maybe it's not his knowledge. Because does he really follow him, or does he just go eat whatever any vegan food he feels like at any restaurant that does cook meat as well? Or does he sometimes stick to the vegetarianism and just add a little bit of cheese to something that he tastes? Or does he do what I do? I cheat. I sometimes have, when I'm traveling, I'm mostly vegan, but I don't know anything about this guy, whether he really is 100% vegan and never touched anything else. Who knows this stuff? One ant and a psychiatrist is going to make she's going to draw a conclusion.
The old lady
that
comes.
He's a cannibal based on this. That if he ever ate meat, he'd become addicted to it. Oh, for God's sake. I know vegans who've eaten meat and gone, oh God, that made me sick. Or they've eaten meat and gone, that tasted pretty good. They'll go back to eating meat. Where did you get the cannibal thing from? And hey, wait a minute. How does eating animal meat make you a cannibal of human beings? So, I mean, I've never seen something so stupid in my life.
Yes.
Well, maybe I have, but this is really on the top of stupid. He was not only a vegan, he refused to eat all pots and plates that had been meat on them. Psychologically, this represents his struggle against his cannibalistic urges. All Hindus are really cannibals in disguise. All vegans are cannibals in disguise. Can you believe this stuff? This is the kind of nonsense that's out there. I had to bring that one up because it was so ridiculous. All right. This is the kind of thing we're getting after he's been caught. So now the question is, now that we know who he is, it's alleged to be the murder of these four. Now, can we then link him to other crimes? If it's not through DNA or through, I've already said, he could have gone through the FBI data bank. And so far, they haven't linked other crimes together through that bank that would then lead to this man. Okay, so we don't have anything that links him to any other crimes at this point in time. Now, again, I analyzed this crime, and I did not believe, and I still do not believe, he's a serial killer. I believe this may be his first crime. I may be wrong. So what I would do if I were working with the police is say, hey, to me, this looks like a first crime, an incel mass murder. But, hey, I could be wrong. Therefore, look for other crimes that he might be linked to. So let's go look at the other crimes he might be linked to. All right, let's start here. All right, these are two crimes in Oregon. Now, all right. Some of this you're just not going to believe how silly this is. Okay, so
there's the old one.
These two crimes were in Oregon. She was stabbed to death at her home. These two were stabbed. He died, and she survived in spite of the many stab wounds she got. She survived.
What the hell?
This one looks, if you go look for a crime that looks more like a Koberger crime,
the child's father.
You could go, masked man, many stab wounds. You could go with this. We don't even know what the guy looked like who stabbed her, because she's dead. And we don't have many stab wounds. I just hear there were some stabbed.
I love Mother Miranda.
So it could have been one, it could have been two, three. I don't know. Somebody came into her home and stabbed her. That's all we really know about this particular crime.
They're coming.
We don't know more. Now, just as an aside,
who's Mother Miranda?
On this, again, we have to be careful about what we think is a linked crime.
Is that a Metallica
Here's a
thing?
woman, suburban Portland woman, 30. Because this woman was in Portland.
Northeast.
Is here?
No, sorry.
Just a little outside of Portland, and they lived in another town, Silverton, that was sort of not near Portland, but in the same state, not too far. So this other woman, a Portland woman, She was 30 years old. She suffered 2 punctured lungs and a broken rib after being stabbed 11 times by a stranger.
Lungs, that sounds
An
god-awful.
parole who knocked on her door in a chilling random attack. So this guy knocks on her door and for some reason stabs her 11 times.
Yeah, I remember
That's
this.
It. They don't know why he did it. There was no sexual assault.
Oh yeah, the crest.
So again, just because somebody stabbed a bunch of times doesn't mean they're necessarily linked to a particular person or a particular motive. Because they still don't know why that guy stabbed the woman answered the door and he just felt like stabbing her. I don't know. And neither do the police. And I don't know that he's ever admitted to why he did it. Okay, so let's look at these 2 crimes. And let's look at how, I don't know what I should call him, YouTube guy. I'm going to call him YouTube guy. Okay, YouTube guy, and it's nobody, he's not a well-known guy. He's he's an armchair profiler. He doesn't even have his name on there, so I'm just going to assume he's a regular guy. Okay, regular guy. He starts out with this crime as being, he thinks maybe Brian Kohlberger's first crime. Why do you think that is? Well, let's see. He says that he believes she's a vegan. And, okay, here's his evidence of why she's a vegan. All right, let me see if I can find the evidence.
Wait, so she's allowed vegans to attack?
So he comes up with this picture.
That's ridiculous.
And he says that the wires there, he thinks, are evidence of dialysis, and that she might be on a special diet.
I don't think any of
and
the
then
people...
he looks at the can in her hand and says it's from a...
I respect vegans so much, I'm going to go kill them.
That doesn't use
animal
products for their drinks. Yes, he says that. So therefore, she might be vegan, you see. And, he thinks she is vegan. He doesn't say might. Oh my God, I think she's vegan. And the vegan connection's huge, you see. And so here she is, by the way. She's up here, outside of Portland. And he says, oh my God, you see how this is true. Portland, Oregon is hands down the most vegan-friendly mid-sized city in the United States. Yeah. Vegan food carts everywhere. So that might mean that woman is vegan, you see. She's vegan. She's vegan. Although he has no proof that she's vegan. And
even if she was...
Brian Kohlberger, being a vegan, mind you, this is before he was anywhere near that area. He might have been looking,
which isn't proven.
He might have been out there for some reason because he wanted to live in a place with a lot of vegan food places. I live in Maryland, and there's a lot of vegan food places here. And there are in D.C. We're not talking 20 or 30 years ago. We're talking almost every major city has a ton of vegan places or vegan stuff on menus. So give me a break. I mean, really? That's his only reason for going to Portland. Okay, could he have wanted to go to Portland for vegan stuff because it's that kind of community? I guess. But anyway, he thinks that he somehow, this is how a armchair profiler creates a complete fantasy based on absolutely zero evidence. He says, okay, so Brian, you see, went out there for whatever reasons he was out in Portland and went to a vegan restaurant where he saw this woman and he started up a little conversation. And she noticed that she used to go to the University of Washington. And he also is a University of Washington student.
How would she notice just by looking at her?
She was murdered, so how does that even make any sense?
Wait, and how would he know just by looking at her?
So, therefore, he followed her that because she was a vegan. He then followed her back to her house.
Oh, you look like a University of Washington student.
I'm still not sure why a vegan man would want to kill other vegans.
Yeah.
Those would be the tough people.
Exactly.
Good people.
Exactly. Yes, Pat Brown.
But no, he wants to kill her because she's a vegan, not him.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, she's 71 years old, too. So she's not a hot chick.
Yeah.
So that could be
I didn't even know that.
No, for no reason whatsoever other than she
eats vegan.
Oh, no, but does she really eat vegan food? Check this out.
Oh, yeah, and there's no way that he was...
71, worked at Burger.
Because then I also thought, maybe they're in the same class. I was like, okay, so we can tell by looking at her because, what's it called? They went to class together, but if she's 71, there's no way. Oh, this old woman looks... This old woman, it just looks like... She may drop the same sword name. What absolute nonsense is that? Like, what that acts? Like, that's actually hogwash. She just gives me alumni of Washington School WSU vibes. You know, that's just the feeling I get off her. Oh, okay. Am I dead from that? No, but I'm probably pretty close. Okay. Nice. Use that. Get the safety.
Close the door, please.
I didn't realize there actually was safety.
What are you doing here?
You're not Louisa.
Please.
Are you?
Don't hurt us.
I don't think you are.
It's okay.
You die. I think you all die.
I'm just glad to see normal people at last.
I mean,
Have you seen the
everyone
other
does.
survivors?
But you die too
They're all
early.
in Louisa's house, and she's not answering, and the gate is locked.
Quiet girl. He's an outsider.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Shit, we're sitting ducks in here. Can your old man walk?
No. One of the monsters cut him. He's lost a lot of blood. We have to get into Louisa's house.
Quiet. Must be a way inside. Stay here. Be quiet. And don't move until I get those gates open.
Isn't this the house? I'm pretty sure this is the house. What? One of the crest is here? With a screw? What? Need to get those two inside. It's locked from the other side. And we need this thing to be open.
Come on, it's clear.
Hurry! Hurry!
Took your damn time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, man.
He's not used to relying on other people. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
We'll be safe in here.
Your meek demeanor makes up for it.
Safer here than out there, that's for sure. Hey, do you know anything about what's going on around here?
It doesn't make any sense. Mother
Maybe
Miranda has
not meek.
always protected us.
Nobody's answer.
Naive, maybe?
Father? We have to get inside.
Burn the corpse.
Hello? Anybody home?
Maybe a familiar voice. Louisa! Open up! It's me, Elena!
Stop shouting. You'll draw the monsters.
Julian, calm down.
Who's this?
A friend!
Stay back.
Father! For God's sake, Julian, let us in.
No,
No,
they
we
smell the
just-
blood.
never
You'll
mind.
endanger us all.
My father will die out here.
I mean, the second he
That's not
dies,
my
burn the
problem.
corpse
What's
though.
going on?
These people want to let a dying man into our home.
Come now, these people are our friends. Go on, go inside. Come now, this way.
What's this woman's name?
You're not from this village.
No. I'm Ethan.
Julian, go make yourself useful and check the grounds.
Julian?
I said go!
There's no J. There's an I? Is that an I? Oh, Elena,
Julian
Elena.
trusts you? Then so do I. Come inside, Ethan.
Elena.
Wait here. I'll check on the others.
Okay. Wunderbar. Louisa, they're broken again. We got more of the livestock. I don't think we'll make it through the winter at this rate. Ernest is missing too. We can't find him anywhere. Has Mother Miranda abandoned us? I also have that here. Of abandonment. Whatever. So is the 3035. Just unsnapped during the struggle, DNA would be... I don't really know how knives work and stuff. Or at least knives like that. These like military K-bar knives, I have no idea, so... Maybe. DNA would undoubtedly be on the sheath because undoubtedly he has snapped and unsnapped it onto whatever belt he was wearing. Yeah, I didn't even know that was capable. I mean, it makes sense. I thought it was snapped to like close the case. What a genius, wearing a snap on sheath for a crime. Just leaving it. Leaving it, I think, says a lot. Like, why would he leave that? It's such a damning piece of evidence. I feel like he also wanted Dylan to, like, live. I think he wanted, like, one girl to, like, just see his eyes and, like, really be, like, maybe, like, imbue her with survivor's guilt, which is really fucked. But I think from the affidavit, I think that's what I can gather. Because it seemed when she was frozen in fear, he could have easily just, just... And he seemed, I think there was, like... Because it said an affidavit and matched up with her, the guy's movements, and I think there was, like, a blood spatter right outside her room, and there was, like, a footprint right there. So, it seems like they were pretty damn, What's that rule with... You can use, like, a firearm against someone with a melee weapon if it's within a certain range, because they can cover that distance, basically just as fast as you can fire something. It's like 6 or 7 feet or something like that. It might even be longer. And I definitely, from the sounds of it, I definitely believe it was within that range. So I believe he definitely, if he wanted to, could have, deleted Dylan, but he chose not to, and why would he do that? Because I think he wanted to leave more impact, more of a mark, have a survivor. Because of, everyone, because maybe he was cocky and didn't think he'd get away with it, but he wanted at least one person to, or maybe he didn't, I don't know, maybe this wasn't all pre-planned, but if he didn't, well, I guess regardless, even if he did foresee himself getting caught, he still wanted, well, maybe, yeah, there was that off chance that, the police bungled the case, and then he still has that one person that's still living, that he left a permanent scar on, of survivor's guilt. To me, that makes the only reasonable sense. Like, cause she just looked in the size of the monster who slaughtered her roommates, and then she has to live with that.
71, worked at Burgerville. Burgerville. Okay.
What a vegan.
Okay. Burgerville. You know what they have?
Burgers.
Okay. There's zero proof that she ever was a vegan. I can't find anything that proves she's a vegan. So,
and even if she was, again, that would even be
he, for some reason, was out
weirder.
of Portland to
That's
hang out
just
with a
so
vegan. He found a vegan, followed a 71-year-old.
Underage, yes.
Oh, he said,
yeah.
well, this is the first crime, so he's only going to go for one. Then he'll go for
Absolutely.
two. Then he'll go for more. You see, it's some kind of added thing. Okay, so
You need
he
more.
killed her just
You need
because
evidence.
She's a vegan, and he ran into her.
Evidence.
Okay.
There is no evidence.
That is not how you link crimes. Okay, you don't make up stuff to link crimes. You only go with stuff that makes sense. Now, could he have been in Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay?
Of course.
Now, my answer to that is, let's take a look back at this picture here. All right. We have Portland here. We have the lad's house up here, and we have the couple that was murdered down.
Come inside. The others are waiting.
This is the next couple I'll talk about. In between, we have Portland, okay?
Outsiders, you're gonna get us all killed.
Quiet. Anton. He helped
There
Leonardo
are
and Elena.
co-burgers in Portland.
Leonardo?
I could not find that they linked necessarily to his branch of the family. I tried.
Is this all that's
I couldn't
left?
prove
From your
that they were
entire
aunts and
village?
uncles. You know, because Coburg is not a real it's not a real popular name.
There is no
If
one
you're going to
left.
commit a crime, you should be like me,
A
a Brown,
worthless
because
invalid.
you're done when you try to link me to anything.
Wailing
But when you're a
bitch.
Coburger, there's not that
And
many.
you!
So there are
You
Coburgers in
drag a
certain
bloody
areas
man
of the
and an
country.
outsider in here like it's
and
nothing?
There's
And
links
expect
to
to be
Brooklyn,
all
New York.
safe?
There's links to
There is no
Pennsylvania.
safe.
There's links to.
Every sorry bastard out there is
But I
more
don't
ripped
know
in
that the
half.
Portland people have real links to Brian Coburger. So before I'm not going to jump to a conclusion. Oh my God, he's got relatives there. Therefore, he went to Portland and then killed these people.
Just like a damn
There's no
husband.
proof of this.
Put a
Don't go there
sock
when
in
there's
it,
no proof.
Roxana.
That's enough.
So I don't even know if the
This
man has ever
house
been
has
in
protected
Portland,
my
ever.
family for
And if he did,
generations.
I don't know if he had access to a
drunk
vehicle
or not,
and for any reason
you are
found this
all
woman
welcome
and found these
and
people.
safe in here.
There's just no evidence of it. So anyway,
Can someone please
let's go
tell
on
me
to
what
the
the hell is going
next-
on here?
We don't
what he
know.
considers, oh my God.
One day we were a
that
quiet,
is definitely
devout
has to be
village,
guy
and the
killed.
next,
Why? Because
the
this guy's a
monsters
vegan.
came and attacked us.
The guy's a vegan.
And
And
They kept
there's a lot of
coming.
people who say that when these
Reason.
people were killed, that
Where's
they
your
left
husband?
a dog alive in the house, and that's just like Idaho.
No.
And that's not true. As far as I
No,
can see, he had a
he's
cat.
out there.
And there was a third person. The third person showed up right
He went to
before
get help.
they got killed to
Yes,
take care of the
yes,
cat while they went to Hawaii.
That's it. He
Oh,
went to
you know,
get
she
help.
liked Hawaii too. Connections.
That's right.
Not connections.
What?
I like Hawaii too.
All of
It
us.
I
has
do
nothing
too.
to-
Good
a
idea.
lot of people who live on the west coast of the United
Most
States,
people do.
especially in Portland and Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, go to Hawaii because it is a cheap and fast ticket compared to me. I got to pay a lot of money, and I got to be on an 11-hour flight. It sucks. I wish I lived on the west coast like that. Jump over to Hawaii. It would be awesome. And you live up in the north where it rains all the time. You want to go to sunny Hawaii. Well, it's not the rainy season anyway. But anyway, so he's a vegan. Oh my God. He's telling us because he's vegan. So then he searches. He searches in that area for any vegan restaurant he can come up with, or any restaurant he can come up with that has great choices. And then he says, well, they must have met there.
It's possible, but it's just absurd and there's no evidence.
The tea should be ready.
So you're searching for some way for these two people to come in
That prayer.
contact with each
I've
other.
heard it before.
All right.
There was an old woman
Now,
near the
I'm going to
graveyard.
show you where this guy lives.
But basically anything's possible.
This couple. So this is where they are. It's almost like
There is wisdom
farm
in
country.
her
They're way
devotion.
outside.
and I hope
Way
it
outside. This
protected
is their
her
house.
as it shall
You
protect
see what's
us.
around? Like nothing. And this is another view of their house. It is on a corner, so if you're going to pick a house, I would pick that one over.
Oh, God.
Take a look at this one. Don't look at this. Okay, this is their house is that and there's another house down further, but you can see it has a driveway. And I don't know, it might be scary to go.
Sorry, Alma. Let the grown-ups play.
That looks like a scarier house to go to than this house on the corner. And this house on the corner is smaller, less threatening. Now, where
Wow.
Silverton is.
Elena.
Silverton is about
It's not my father anymore. That's good.
It's this spot right here.
I'm so sorry, Father.
Right there. It's about
You have
an
a
hour
strong
south
mind.
of Portland.
That wasn't your
So
father
even
anymore.
if somebody was visiting
You did the
somebody
right
in
thing.
Portland, why would they be driving an hour south to attack these
You
people?
have a strong
Elena,
mind,
no.
How would
Elena.
they know these?
There's nothing you can do.
Papa!
This entire place is collapsing.
Because, I mean, and then they go out to the countryside and they don't know.
They're doing the car rigmarole.
He was already gone.
So he'd have to know he's like a. He'd have to know he's a vegan with a cat before he takes.
We're getting out of here. Together.
Unless somebody in the area actually knew these two people were, and has different reasons for attacking them. I have no idea
I gotta get out
that
of here.
Kohberger was in Portland, that Kohberger ever knew who this guy was, or had any reason to go out to his house with some vehicle and attack him and his wife. All I can say is, if I were investigating Kohberger, would I look at this crime?
Of course.
Yes, of course I'd look at the crime, because you can't ignore everything, you know, just because you go. Not likely. No, I'd check it out anyway. Is there any DNA matching? Is there anything else that would put him? I would look at his movements. Is there any reason he was out in Portland at that time? Did he like to roam around the countryside? I would want to know that. But as it stands, there's zero anything that links Kohberger to the murder of these two people or to the murder of this woman. But the guy on
it's just
YouTube
mere
is saying all these things. Oh my God.
evidence-less speculation.
It gets worse. Now let's go to the next person.
Wild evidence-less rabbit holes.
That's not all. You wait till you see the fourth person. So, yeah, fourth person. Fourth person I have linked to this crime.
Take the screwdriver out of the keyring.
My goodness. This woman's
I'm
name
dressed
is,
up in
this is an
keyrings,
Atlanta
I'm smoking,
crime.
I see
This is how bad
things.
things get. Let me pull up.
Rain King, no feelings, this time
this
zone
woman,
is evil.
was murdered walking
Cartier
her dog.
brilings, I ride with the
She
lightning.
left work, she went home,
I'm
she
in the
got her
sky,
dog, and
if
she
he
went
wanna
for a
die,
walk with
I
her
will
dog.
strike him. Thank you, Blade.
This is, her name is Katie
I'm
Janis.
dressed up
She's
in
40 years old.
keyrings, I'm
She was
smoking, I
walking
see
Piedmont
things.
Park. She was stabbed 50 times, a lot of times in the face, 15 times in the face, and had the
Cut
letters.
you
They
22
say the letters
times in
FAT
your heart
carved on
now.
her chest. I don't know if those are accurate letters.
SAD? Wait,
or
what?
not,
Sad?
or what they mean.
Wait, what?
However, I don't know if those are accurate. They say the letters FAT carved on her chest. I don't know if those are accurate letters or not, or what they mean.
Wait,
however, or not,
come on.
or what they mean.
Pat Brown, you can also, it could mean fat. Yes, it could be acronyms, but it could just mean some embarrassing,
at this one. FAT, he carved into her chest because, somebody in high school said he was a little bit of a fat guy. And then he lost weight.
But it could have been someone else that was fat. Wow. Brian Colbert is the only person that was fat.
I think she was slightly fat, so he thought it was necessary to carve fat to her. Really?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
This is stuff that's made up out of absolutely nowhere. It gets worse. So then he claims, get this one. Okay, let me see if I can find this.
He's the only person that has,
the way he found out
or
about
could theoretically
is that
be against like fat people.
Kohberger has some kind of
They're sadistic, I think.
Other sites.
So many people I think all,
I'm not saying there's a truth
I think it's kind of
he
unique.
came up with this place called Slim and Husky's Pizza place.
Where's this
keyring?
I don't.
Near the park she got murdered at. So he surmises because that
help me out.
Has vegan items.
Maybe I need to use the cart to
that
get
he
the
must
keyring.
have eaten there and meant her.
Oh, I can't. Nice.
Okay, first of all, I want to point out where she works.
Where
she
is
works
this
as a
keyring?
bartender at a place called Campagnolo, which is an Italian restaurant which serves a whole crap load of meat.
Take the screwdriver out of the keyring.
So now we have her.
Take the screwdriver.
Questionable that she was ever a vegan. One vegan dude, I don't know what she ate. She is. I have no proof that she's a vegan at all. So now he's, because he could eat at a place that has a vegan, maybe a vegan pizza. And they don't say anything about the fact they cook in a separate kitchen, that he's going to meet her and kill her.
How can you be dressed up in keyrings though?
The fire's moving fast.
Okay. Oh, it gets worse. No, it always gets worse. He says it gets better. He says, check this out. I'm going to say, every time he says it gets better, I say it gets worse. He says, you can see that she looks a lot like this woman.
I see. What?
Wait a minute. So sometime he was down in Atlanta.
Okay, they both
and
have
he picked this woman because she looked like this woman.
brown hair and brown eyes. That's like billions of people.
But hey, you know, who's being picky?
Yeah, billions of people.
Which actually don't
they
look
look
alike. But hey, you know, who's being picky?
Yeah, that's
What are
absurd.
you talking about? Okay. Now, if you want to get really stupid,
what are you thinking?
Richie's already
Step
working
back.
down that line.
We can bust out with this.
Okay? Let's add some stupid of how do we not link horns. Does anybody remember Moab, Utah? These two lovely ladies, the married couple went camping. They got murdered by some lunatic who, one of the girls worked at I guess McDonald's or something, and this guy worked there.
Oh, they both have brown hair and dark eyes. Wow. They must be all the same people.
And supposedly one of the girls worked at
I think everyone with like dark eyes and brown hair, I think it's always the same person. I think that's how it works. Yeah, that makes sense. There's all the evidence. If you all of these three people look pretty distinct. You just share. Oh my gosh.
He killed them. He went camping, they went camping, he killed them. He went and towed his partner, then he killed him, and he killed himself. So that's all I basically know about it. I don't know what the proof is. He knew some things supposedly only the killer would know. They were lesbian. Okay?
Rubber.
Now, if you go back a number of years, you can go to the Shenandoah Mountains, and there was this lesbian couple who
Wait, they have dark hair and brown eyes?
in the Shenandoah Mountains.
No way.
In the Shenandoah
Oh my
Mountains.
god, they do. Wow.
Was it Brian Colbert?
I think so, because they're...
Wow. You know, they thought Brian Landon They actually thought Brian Laundrie.
I want to be clean like laundry mat.
Killed the two women because he was in Utah at the time. I'm like, what does his girlfriend, his domestic issues with his girlfriend have anything to do with two women camping?
Hurry.
It has nothing to do with it. And this crime happened a long time ago. Well, the guy who killed these two women had nothing to do with this killing. And I'm pretty sure.
Don't worry.
Hat, you're being ridiculous. They all both have brown hair and dark eyes.
Thank you, Ethan.
These women are lesbian. Oh my god, the woman killed in Piedmont Park with her dog? She's lesbian.
I hope your family is safe.
I do too. Once we get out here, maybe you'll get to meet them.
This is how...
Oh my god, did Madison and Kaylee were in the same bed?
We have a guy.
Oh my gosh.
We have a guy here.
Wow, it all makes sense now.
After the fact, after someone's been caught, is trying to link him to all these different crimes.
Come on.
4 different crimes.
Maybe he thought Maddie and Kaylee were dykes.
Things that haven't been proven.
That's our way out.
Well, all girls are bi. And thank the Lord for that.
The village is still full of
Links into any of these crimes. I'm pretty sure he never killed
There's
the woman
too
in
many.
Atlanta. That one.
Hey,
I'm
don't
going to
talk
put a
like
big
that.
X on that.
We'll find a safe house to put you in until I can find my daughter.
The only
My
one
hunch
that
is
has
she's in
any
that old castle.
similarities is this one. But as I pointed out,
nothing
there
but
are
blood
couples who
and
get
death.
killed in
And I don't want to be
other
alone while
the
you're...
country and world over the years. Who could be killed just like
Elena, no.
these people?
That's not him.
And there are
Not
4
anymore.
killed here and only 2 killed here. Oh my God, that's so
He said
different.
my name. Father!
Wait, it's not safe.
This nonsense that goes on.
How can you shoot him and then when he's even more, well, maybe because...
Stay there.
Ludicrous methods. With those most ludicrous...
Come on. Give me your hand.
This guy's getting traction.
It's sad. And what's even sadder
Oh.
is that... Let me go
I
check
lose
what you
faith
have
from the
now.
public.
Don't give up.
Let's see,
Reach
where
for
is
me.
that now? 117,000. So he's got 2,000 more people since the time we started watching this and commenting
Views
on how
or
brilliant
subscribers?
the analysis is.
Oh my
And how
god.
he connected all these crimes is amazing.
That is absurd.
You have the right to do whatever you want on YouTube. It's a free country.
Yes.
It's free speech.
Yes,
and
thank you,
as long as you're not
Pat.
putting child pornography up there, I guess you're good. But I wish people
Yeah.
would stop running in hordes to people who are making up stuff. They have no expertise, they have no ability, they're not being honest about it. They're just coming up with what sounds really good.
Sensationalizing.
People are buying into this and believing it, and that really upsets me. Because this is, in the long run, becomes the way people view how you link crimes and how you
fuck is this happening
none
again?
None of that is true. Absolutely none of that is true. The
Just imagine him walking into a restaurant seeing a 75-year-old woman. Oh, I think she's a WSU student.
And then, of course, they take
that's my mark.
evidence. They try to do as best they can with that to provide DNA and other information. And also, the video stuff is so important these days. Almost everybody gets caught these days with DNA or video. And the video caught the car. And that did the trick, along with the DNA. So they found their guy. They probably still don't know exactly what his motive was, and they don't really give a crap. They want to get the guy that killed these 4 innocent people. And we don't have to brag about who's right or wrong. They got the guy. And that's the point of investigation.
Who's there?
That's important. Now that they've got
Miranda!
their life do not think he's a serial killer. I would still tell
That's
them,
Mother Miranda.
look for links. That makes sense.
Do you want the daughters?
Go to FBI. Go through their stuff.
What was
See if
that?
he matches
That's the old
anything.
one.
And if he does match something like the best one is this one, was he ever actually in Oregon? Does he have relatives in Portland, like I did find in Cobra? Did he go there at that exact time? Now, if he ended up in Portland a couple of days before they were murdered and had a vehicle,
Then
would I be
it's...
looking into him?
Yeah.
You betcha. You know, because you can't not look at that then. You go, well, maybe he did do it once before. Maybe he did. Maybe it wasn't just an incel crime. Maybe he wanted to test out his criminal profiling. His killing skills that he learned from others in his criminal justice studies. You know, maybe. And I would check that out.
Okay,
and
there's
if it turned
guys
out
in
he had
here.
nothing to do with it, he had nothing to do with it. But I would check it out, of course. You can't not check something out because it doesn't align with your way of thinking. But to start linking him to every crime in the United States because the person ate vegetables, or the person had a dog that lived, or the person
No, it's because he knew she went to WSU 50 years ago.
A student, or the person who's whatever. This is not how you link crimes. This is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So I just had to speak up on this today because it was so infuriating. Not because the guy put it out there, but because
What symbol is that?
so many people are buying into it. And I'm not seeing negative comments. And I'm not really fond of people putting negative comments on people's YouTube pages. I really am not. I always tell people, if you like me but don't like somebody else, don't go to their page and say something nasty. You know, people, I don't want you to come to my page and saying something nasty about me either. Just don't watch me. Just say, kick me to the curb, go watch somebody else. So I don't really
Yes,
want
Lady
people to do that, but I'm so
I can't
shocked
pronounce
at
your name.
I've been watching, I'm looking at all the comments, and all of them are like, oh my god, that's amazing, it's fantastic.
Guy looks like,
thinking, oh gosh, I know this
German.
guy doesn't have time to block all these people or
That's one
get
of
rid
the...
of all these comments that are negative. I don't believe he's doing that. So therefore,
Seems like a safe house area.
he's getting almost 99%
Oh, I was in here
positive
before.
comments on something that is nonsense. And that tells me more about
Where's
the
the
people
third crest?
watching than it does about the guy who produced this, who I think probably thinks he's doing a really cool thing. But people are buying into it, and that bothers me. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my spiel now. I said, find your 500,000 comments over here. The thing just drove me nuts.
Oh, only 2
It just
crests.
drove me nuts. Okay, let me go back up to the top.
Did I place the third one?
Get up to the top of where
Nothing
you
but
guys
blood
were,
and death.
and I'll try to answer any of your questions because it's just making me crazy. Let's see.
Power line. That goes nowhere.
Hold on a second. Let me go down through here.
Slash underground.
Okay. Emmy says, isn't that a leap to assume from that can of pop? Huge leap. I mean, this is the stuff that's nonsense. So yes, so if you remember back to this picture of the victim, 71-year-old victim, holding a can of pop in her hands. Now,
didn't think anyone was left.
I bought pop in many places. I don't even pay attention to what I'm buying. You know, somebody could have handed me that one because it's what's in the refrigerator. And he's drawing a conclusion based on a can because he goes to the can, then he goes to the company, and then he comes up with they don't example products.
Mother Miranda's gonna love
that makes her a vegan. She works in a burger joint.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of you.
And she's overweight.
Final nail in the coffin.
She's not a vegan. You know, I'm thinking she's not a vegan. But you know, if she were, okay, well, you're more interesting. At least, for God's sakes, before you go on to this tangent, prove that she's a vegan.
You're whining.
And don't just make up stuff that just, you know, you don't even know if it's true. And then people go, oh my God, you followed the canon. That's just amazing. No, he's a Pied Piper. You lemmings, you. Okay.
Lemmings? I'm not familiar with that term.
The man is of no
I know the game.
use to anyone else. And my daughter's
She says, I tried to
Do you
follow
still have
this
entertaining
logic,
foreigners?
but my brain dissolved.
In global still there's something foreign.
As it should be.
My daughters and I will really
Way ugly! I want to see!
You shut the fuck up!
Where?
What do you mean? You'll screw around with it in private. Where's the phone? Give him to me. And I'll put on a
The
show
guy's
with
getting
everybody.
silly. It is. I mean,
That's it.
listen, I mean, I
Big
started
cigarette.
out, maybe I understand
The man
this
thinks
crime.
suffering is
100%.
a joy.
When-
Yeah,
when-
guys,
when-
the man's
when I
dick is
found
cut
out
off
a
in the
bit
castle.
more
Blah, blah, blah.
Some nice guy came through and attacked them. They murdered
I've heard.
him. He tried to protect his wife. She survived, but he got killed in the process. And the roommate, I guess, heard something and then I left. When you look at that on the surface, you go, you know, could be the same guy, you know? And so it struck me because, I mean, there is something about it which does have some similarities. But you can't stop with that. You can't make a conclusion based on that. All I do if I were as an investigator is say,
Heard all your arguments. Some of you were less persuasive than others, but I've made my decision.
profiling is an investigative tool.
Heisenberg,
And I can't say that I'm
the man's
100%
fate
right.
is in
Don't
your
believe me
hands.
like psychic.
Mother
Yeah,
Miranda, I
Heisenberg.
must
You know,
protest.
check this out because
Heisenberg is but a child, and
maybe
his
it's
devotion
maybe
to you
did
is
something.
questionable.
And I just
Give the
didn't
mortal
think so.
to me.
So let's check it
and I
out.
will ensure
You are
That's what an
quite
investigator
a
does.
psychic chapter.
Written in
And
stone.
don't be a sore
Until you
loser.
have the evidence.
Go find your food somewhere else.
Quiet now,
Oh
child.
Lord! Oh yes, this reminds me of when people.
I'm
were
the
trying to
child.
link a
You're the one who's arguing with Miranda's
You
decision.
wouldn't know responsibility if it was welded
Oh,
to
keep
that.
glory. One day your head
Oh,
will
who's
actually
that
fit
on
your
the
ego.
rocks? On the scaffolding.
Don't I get a say in
Oh,
this?
those are the grunts.
My decision is final.
who does actually have serial crimes wants to get more important.
Remember
And the
from
more
whence
crimes
you
you have, the more important you get. You've already got life, you've already got death sentence. So what the hell?
Lycans and gentlemen,
Like,
we thank you for
lycanthropy.
waiting. And now let the games
Lycanthropy.
begin.
That's what I said. Lycanthropy. Lycanthropy.
And they know there's no,
Get
there's
ready.
no evidence ever going to list it. So it's similar.
Smash the shackles.
9,
This is similar crime behavior as Ken.
7,
It might be the
6,
same. But then again, as I
5,
point out, I think crime behavior
4,
is so similar that
3,
the other thing
I remember I failed this so many times.
1.
have a crime that you can't solve. And they can link it to a serial killer closely enough. They'll just say, yeah, we think you did it. Now, and that way they can say a whole bunch of stuff off their books. Like everybody happy.
Run for your life.
That's good for them. They don't have to prove it. And so, in my opinion, it should never happen. I say if you can't prove it, you shouldn't take it. Because the real killer, if there is another person,
Very nice.
is now out there and kill again, just because you want to education. Next to the same Zodiac. Well, yeah, that might be his next video.
He's not the Zodiac, he's the Zodiac son. Duh.
I think it was 15. I can't remember. A lot of times in the face. That's a very personal.
You're still alive?
We're vegans.
I gotta need to find the indents.
Yeah, you know, I have never seen so many crime.
Oh, here. Wait.
Oh, he's a steak eater. I know. He eats other because those guys eat steaks too. Yeah, already. Emmy says the chance of any one person running into
You
one of
truly
these
are as strong as they say.
unless you're. Why even suggest it
Oh,
unless you're serious?
you don't think I'd let you get away? Gotta keep Dother Moreau
Where's the
entertained.
indents?
So now it's time for the beautiful, the Lord-soaked grand finale. Nothing like fresh American ground beef!
What proof?
Everything about this guy, he's looking for anything that might link him to something else. And
What proof?
He's doing what you don't want to do, which is exaggerate the importance
do those
of all
freaks
these
have Rose?
small things and have them be meaningful in a sense that they link to other things. It's just nonsense. This is the problem. It's nonsense. And so, got to be very careful with that. And the police definitely shouldn't do that kind of stuff, but they should focus on stuff that makes sense. If this crime, where was Kohberger in the years prior to this murder? If we're going to check him out, we have to find out where he's been, what relatives he's visited, what schools he's attended, what vacations he's been on. This is very important because it is true that a serial killer usually kills near home, but on some occasions when he's staying someplace else, he goes into that circle, into that area. However, it's much more risky because he doesn't understand the area.
Just from once I came.
So usually they actually just stay within their own vicinity. But there have been those who committed crimes elsewhere because that's where they were. So yes, I would check out where Kohberger has been. Absolutely. But I would, and certainly the DNA issues, and vehicle issues, any of that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't be connecting them to the fact that they might have, somebody drank out of a soda can.
The fat guy.
Vegan, from a vegan company, or vegan concerned company. It wasn't vegan. Oh, Lord. Oh, well, there we go.
Raven.
He's a time traveler. He's Jack the Ripper. Funny you should mention that. Because that's one of the stupidest connections I've ever seen with Jack the Ripper. So there's a belief that Jack the Ripper. Some people think, what?
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winter.
How do you know my name?
Anyone who has heard of the likes of you. A hero
Your
searching
stature
for
is
his daughter. Though I must say, that castle arouses suspicion.
Was it Holmes they connected him to?
And so do you.
No, hold on a second.
I am but a humble merchant.
Dr. Francis Tumblety.
Oh, forgive my manners.
American Jack the
Call me
Ripper
the
suspect.
Duke. Now to
So
business.
the concept was that
Weapons,
Jack the Ripper
ammunition,
was a book
healing
Healing
salves,
salves.
anything you desire,
jumped on a ship,
I can
came
provide.
to America. Oh no, that's not the way it works. I'm sorry. I'm making
Well
this
then,
stuff up.
feel free to peruse.
Turning into an armchair profile. Okay.
I've gotten some new stock.
The guy's name was
Sorry.
George Sims was sniffing around for information on a Jack the Ripper suspect in 1913. All right, then what happened? Okay, I'm sorry. Jack the Ripper. Oh, there's a bunch of crap here. So, I remember this from way back, but I don't remember well enough.
So as
anyway,
increase
they
the
decided, I think the way I remember it was this
capacity around.
doctor got on a ship, went to England, and during the time he was supposed to be there, he did these crimes and came back. But there's real questionable facts on the ship records that are just nonsense. And so, Jack the Ripper was no doubt a person who lived in London, always lived in London, was a local.
What are you about? Finished?
Psychopath.
Are you sure you
but
have
they made him
everything?
into,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my God, a doctor from America came and became Jack the Ripper. Stupid stuff you ever. Stupid stuff. Oh my God, stupid stuff. But yes, that's how they start doing this stuff. And a lot of the documentaries these days and books these days will take anything that's outlandish and turn it into, this could be true. And they make
This
a lot of
is
money
where
off
he
of that.
is.
And that
No.
includes a lot of the major channels, Oxygen, Discovery, Paramount, all those people will take something that's ridiculous and turn it into a documentary. And they will make $1 million.
This is a side entrance.
They will do that. So that's how it works. Let's see what else you have to say. The name, says the name Moab killer was supposedly homophobic, yet had a male partner. Really? Also, there was a co-worker at one of the victims, yet they reported there was pig watching and they didn't know him. Yeah.
I remember the castle decently well.
That's true. So the Moab couple, the ladies were at a campsite and they thought they didn't know
past
who he
that door
was.
to
But
the
I don't
left.
think they knew the guy there.
No, maybe not.
Restaurant too well either. He worked a different shift or something. I don't know if any of it's true. They don't have any physical
his daughter.
linking him. It's just his confession he gave to his partner. So I have no idea the ability to psychedelic drugs. Didn't Henry Lee Lucas confess in exchange for some steak dinners? Maybe this guy will confess to being the vegan ripper in exchange for some burgers.
This is not gonna be fun.
burgers at Burger King and Hostess.
Man blood.
They get shopped in the grocery store.
You are the worst person to do this to me. Pretty horrible. Like,
see, you can stretch
you could be a worse person to do this to me.
That's what's wrong. You can't actually do that. But that's what's on YouTube. So.
Mother, I bring you fresh bread.
Andy says you found
You
the
are so
chat, but you
kind to
found
me,
it like,
daughters.
hey, wait a minute, we're finished. Oh my goodness.
Now,
yes,
let's take a look at him.
Melanie says, yes, Pat, it's lousy someone to put such crazy
Well,
ideas on
Ethan
people.
Winters.
But what does this say about people
You
who
escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you?
Kaylin Climate.
Let's see how special.
Oh my god, let's have everything dial, everything ring at the same time. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hey.
Can we call the airline today or tomorrow?
Are they still open?
I think, yeah.
Okay, then try today, if not tomorrow.
What?
Try today, if not tomorrow, if they're closed.
Let's just call tomorrow.
Okay.
It's easier.
Yeah.
I'm excited, are you?
Yeah.
So you want to do like a Thursday to Sunday?
Yeah. Thursday night.
Alright. Alright, buddy.
Alright, bye.
That's my concern, is that I think what we're lacking, this is my opinion in today's world, what we're lacking is a logic, common sense, and being willing to listen to something and determining whether it has any credibility, and not just get jumping on bandwagons. I don't know if this is a problem these days with logical in school, learning about science and not, that kind of thing. I'm not real strong on the fact that you have to have a PhD because I have a master's degree in criminal justice. I don't even have as high a degree as a coworker. But I have a master's in criminal justice, although there's some people who keep labeling me say that
Starting to go a little stale.
Then let's devour his man-flesh quickly, Mother. I am the one who captured him.
Now,
a
daughters.
person, I do
First,
agree
I
that a
must
person
inform
cannot
Miranda.
have the highest
Later,
level of
well,
degrees
there will be
and be
enough
still
for
capable and competent.
The person can have 0
A
degrees,
person with a highest degree
theoretically.
can sometimes be completely incompetent,
Yeah,
like that
just
psychiatrist
like
who
you,
says that Kohlberger is really a cannibal and waiting. I mean, so I agree that you have to be able to
be careful what you wish
step
for.
back and say to yourself, is there validity in this? And I think the issue of logic has flown out the window.
If your daughters weren't bug ladies, like your daughters better, but
If
they're
I can't
bug
make it
ladies.
logical to you, and I can't show common sense when I analyze a crime, then maybe you shouldn't be
You're lucky your daughters are bug
It should
ladies.
make sense to you. I mean, you may not have thought of it because you're not
Oh my god, let me
a
smell the
you may not have
handkerchief.
thought of it because you haven't dealt with a lot of crimes, but you're still a human being with a brain. So if someone presents something to you that does make sense,
Okay.
yes, hopefully that then you go, oh, there's reasons to maybe
On my right hand.
give this a thought. But when
I can
somebody
use it in my left
says,
hand.
because she has a can in her hand from
I was thinking that was gonna happen.
some bottling company that doesn't use
Same thing.
animal products, doesn't make her a vegan. I mean, and I've looked. He didn't say she was a vegan. He didn't say I found evidence she was a vegan. I didn't find any evidence she was a vegan.
Bitches.
And I say she worked at a burger place, so I'm going to think she wasn't a vegan. Because it's hard to work at a 100% burger place when you're not, when you're a vegan. But you should at least be skeptical and say, wait a minute, this stuff isn't computing here. I mean, who is this guy? Where does he come up with his evidence? Why does his evidence seem so silly? Why do his links seem ridiculous? Why are 2,000 people praising this guy and thinking he's like, oh my God, he's amazing? And now they're going to run around saying these 4 crimes are connected because this guy has come up with these ludicrous ideas. It's sad. It just really is. And I don't always agree with other experts, but at least for God's sakes, I'd like them to at least have some credibility in their field and explain how they're connecting crimes, and leaving the possibility that until we know more, which we do not. I don't know much about
Motion sensing is.
I really don't know if he's a 100% vegan or not. Just because one auntie said that a long time ago doesn't make it so. You know, we tend to believe one person. I mean, one person in school said he was fat. Who's that guy? One guy in school. Maybe he was bullying him and calling him fat. I don't know if he was really fat. Then people say he got thin. Then some people say he got to heroin. But there was one person. I'm going to guarantee you can go back to my high school and people are going to say things about me that aren't necessarily so.
That's true.
They might even confuse me with another person.
Very true.
They remembering somebody else and they say, oh, Pat Brown is this. And I'm like, that's never been true. You know, I've seen people, actually I've seen that. People say things about me that are so far off of anything I would even be. It just cracks me up. I mean, it's like, no, there's just no way and there's no truth. Like, let's say, oh, I saw Pat Brown just, she's super into, let's see, I'm trying to think of something. Super into the rock music of 60s. Somebody swears they saw me at different festivals. I love this rock music. I'm not a rock fan. I've never been a rock fan. I love soul music in the 70s. I like old style music where you go back to Robert Goulet and Frank Sinatra. I like that music. I like some jazz, early jazz, like Billie Holiday. I like
Nancy Sinatra, though.
I'm totally into that. I
Sugarland.
like some rap music and gangster rap. And I'm a big
hell yeah.
of Hindi music from Bollywood. But never in my life have I ever been a rock fan. Now, there's a few rock songs I like because, you know, I just grew up in the time and occasion. There was one I'm like, oh, that's really cool. There's some very special ones to me. But if somebody goes out and says, oh, Pat Brown used to go to all the rock concerts, they're lying. You know, they're lying. They're either lying about me or they're mixing me up with somebody else.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about Koberger we hear is true. Just because Auntie says one thing about him doesn't make it so. It wasn't like the entire family then got together and said, he's been vegan since this age. He's never touched a piece of meat in 15 years. He won't eat at a restaurant that has mixed pans. I want to hear the rest of the story before you say that he's OCD
Okay, I think
vegan.
he's here.
Everybody's saying he's OCD.
Here.
Why does anybody even know that he's OCD? Because again, the one auntie said that he wouldn't eat on other pans, meat pans with meat in them. That doesn't make
guy
him
in the
OCD.
castle somewhere?
I don't know what the proof of OCD is here. And I won't say he's OCD because I don't know it. There's a whole lot of nonsense out there. Now, so far, I haven't heard of any girlfriends. I don't know. That's interesting. Does that mean he's an incel? I don't know yet. I don't know because I haven't enough information. So I can't tell you any much about Koberger at this point until we hear from enough people that can confirm everything else everybody else is saying. Otherwise, it's just one person's stupid opinion. So, and then everybody takes off on that one opinion. Oh my God, it's got to be true. No, that's crazy. Oh Lord. Emmy says it seems many take facts at face value without looking into it themselves. Yeah, I mean, facts are. It's information that somebody is giving. It's not facts. It's not facts until you prove something. Mm-hmm. So I really have no clue. You know, we could find out that Brian Koberger is big into burgers. Hey, maybe he met her at the burger place when he was cheating on his vegan diet. Maybe, you know, maybe it's a secret.
Possible, but where's the evidence?
I don't know that I care. I don't know much about him, but I don't know anything about him. And so to make these conclusions based on such terrible guesswork, it's really sad. It's really sad. Laura P says, "Hi, Laura."
Oh, wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
Make up a jury in America. Scary as hell. Yeah, and that's why
I haven't cut open a man in a while.
You're exactly right.
Let me 2,000 people slice your jugular
on this guy's channel right now. We're going, oh my God, your stuff is amazing.
Taken alive, dead, which would you prefer?
Where are you at?
Or the prosecution.
Oh, there you are.
You will look wonderful mounted in our hall.
Oh, close for comfort.
God, that's proof. No, it's not proof of anything. It's like big zero. Now, let's say it turns out.
I can't hold back any longer.
Koberger's connected to this crime in Oregon. You know, this guy's going to take credit.
Okay.
Oh my God, you see I was right. And he's probably connected to these two too, but they haven't been able to prove it. That's not how you do it.
The first
And I
division of
just
the
wish people
castle.
would understand that. Stop
Well, a
paying
woman,
attention to this
mistress and her
nonsense.
daughter were very
It's just,
adamant they
and
would
what's even
fight.
worse
It was
is the
quite
media pays attention.
peculiar.
When I mean the media, I mean major media. You'll see this on every
5'8", that's fucking weird, bro.
going out with this garbage and putting these people on to say nonsensical crap.
1958 bullets.
People like publicity, so they'll go on to say nonsensical
It's been
crap.
2 weeks.
And it doesn't matter whether
Afraid.
later on it turns out not to be true.
Made.
People forget. And,
69, 6'9".
Like, oh, you know,
6'23".
he was so right about that one. He was not right about
2
anything.
weeks. Little afraid, another maid.
It's
Adela.
amazing. It's almost like an emotional.
No mistaken, Miss Daniela slashed her face with a knife, and at night I can hear wailing as if ghosts roam the halls and I go home.
And again, I'm not that mad at the guy himself.
1958. I don't know what to do. The ladies
He doesn't have much out there.
complaining it was too loud and stuff.
He's figuring stuff out. I really think he believes that. He's not.
They all shrieked at me in unison. I fear I may have been taken down into the cellar, which we seen again. I know.
And he's just making money off of putting out bad information and coaxing people to believe it. And
It appears that's what happened.
And, hey, we got to discuss this for 2 hours while I collect your money on Super Chat.
One of these is
and then I'll come back tomorrow with another piece of information that's garbage, and then I'll get you all to come in again and give me more money on Super Chat, and I will make, whole bunches of money fooling you guys. I don't see that in this guy at this point. I just see a guy that seems like he's very enthusiastic about it. He thinks he's figured stuff out. Because he likes to go look at stuff all over the internet, and he thinks he's seeing links. But then, people are watching it going, oh my God, you saw the link. I'm like, no, he didn't. Good Lord.
Oh, you saw a theoretical link, but you didn't see fucking evidence.
Well, cults are a different thing. Cults are a thing where people are looking for a home.
Yeah,
They're looking for a place to be. They're looking for a place that accepts them and gives them certain rules to live by. I think that's a completely different thing. What we have here is, what would I call
Oh
this?
gosh, I don't like this. Urinal.
This is more like entertainment. That's all I can really say. It's entertainment. And that's one of the reasons why when people start up these channels, we're going to solve cold crime, cold cases. It's not really that they're teaching anything. It's that they want people to feel involved. That entertains people. And so they get involved and say, oh my God, I can help too. And then they can put their ideas up and somebody can say, oh, you might be right. And so it's both a entertainment and it's also feeling important. You feel important and you feel people also give you pats on the back, so you get a lot of, positive feedback usually.
There's a guy somewhere in here.
There's a lot going on where you from your own house can be involved in these things.
Irina Robust.
And so that's it's addictive, almost like drugs are addictive.
Melina.
Because you get something out of it.
Mahala, I don't know. Louise Robust. Ingrid Unstable, overly alert.
I'm part of the group.
Okay.
No, we all want that. I have a channel too, and I have a Patreon account people can join because I want you to be a part of a group that wants to be educated, wants to learn, and gets along, and I do want you to have a camaraderie. So there's always that level, but then there's this level, and this is the problem. To me, it ought to stop about here, but it goes to such a high level of unfortunate type of behavior that's the part that concerns me.
Where were they at? I know they're going to scam me.
And out of hand, and
maybe not.
People start believing this ridiculous stuff, and you can't pull the people back in. Hey, don't go there. Come back here. I see this with, for example, the Madeleine McCann case. I've written books on it. I take my books all the detectives written a book on it.
Oh, okay. Wait, and you mean pipe bomb? Jesus Christ.
All kinds of theories. Putting which is just wild beyond belief.
Wow.
But very convincing. We want to keep believing that there's more and more and more.
Oh, whoa, one of you.
And if you just present that, there's no more. I wrote one book. I'm done. Gonzalo did write a second book after he got, the ability to do so again. clear things up. But he's not building like some massive new fantasy. But if you can keep building and building and building and building, adding to it, that's where people start, getting themselves addicted to the new information, to the new possibility. Maybe this might be it, maybe that might be it.
No. Stab you. No.
We should promote education.
Oh my god, and now the door's open.
I think the perfect vehicle for this to pass down on YouTube. Money enough.
Die, bro.
They should be paid for that.
Get away from... Oh, Ingrid. These are the experimental people.
A lot of YouTube is exactly that. And it's sad. And I don't like to see it
Get away from me.
I say the same thing for media. Because I saw them go off the rails years ago. And started to... Like channels that used to do science stuff, like Oxygen.
Get away from me, bro.
Discovery channels, very scientific, and now they're doing a ton of crap true crime. History Channel does a lot of crap true crime now. I'm like, what happened? These were educational channels, or not Oxygen. That was more of a positive feeling channel. But why did all these channels, especially educational and scientific ones, go to
Congratulations.
care about money, and then people are addicted to it. So that's why so much of our channels have gone to true crime. And
that's the maximum ammo.
It's about satisfying this desire to see, you can call it. It's kind of like I'm really opposed to slasher film, which interesting enough. Kohlberger's sister was in a slasher film. But like slasher films, it's like the worst of rubbernecking and seeing the worst of anything, like things that you normally never see.
Cassandra caused all this mess.
To evil, to see evil, to understand evil, which you'll never understand unless you are one. So, which I find it sad because I think we should be promoting helpful things. I watched the other day. I was watching Bewitched.
Bright red blood.
Two wonderful shows about happy families. Stuff, and they're fun to watch. And it's like, wow, this is great. And and I'm watching Ghost of Mrs. Zero.
Where are you going, little one?
This is how television shows, not the movie. And again, she loves this show. And it's so sweet. All
bullets cannot harm.
What's that? Why are we promoting so much? Anyway.
You stupid man thing!
But anyway, that's why I went off.
Okay. Don't like my health being this level.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's also a lot of what do you call it? Stuff coming out of Japan, which is it's very violent sexual crimes, which was very, very sad. I feel bad for the victims and families having to see such nonsense. They recognize those
They are your teeth at us!
Yeah, I mean,
not like this.
It's an unfortunate thing that
when are you filming now? I can't.
It does. One advantage with people.
I'll slice your throat!
That they can turn on you to avoid things that just are unpleasant. Because sometimes it's not worth looking at because it is very destructive to one's well-being.
That door automatically opens.
And so one has to decide simply not to look. And I give this advice to everybody.
Nice red.
Your Facebook pages to people you care about. Keep your Twitter locked if you.
Sodomnus virginis. Is that virgin blood?
You just stop looking at certain things that are negative. Don't watch the negative news. Don't watch the negative movies out there. Watch something good. Around you, wholesome things, and do wholesome things. Things that make you happy. Things that are pleasing. And the problem is I don't think we do enough of that. If we just focus, I'm looking for one thing here. If we just focus on, let's see if I can find this and send it over. Some people have seen my guy here. Hold on a second. Come on now. What? Okay, now my iPad is jammed. Really? Seriously? My iPad just, there we go, okay. Is that him? Okay. I'm going to see if I can send over. Some of you have been on my Facebook page, have seen this, and I'll see if I can get it to come over to, this is in slow mode, so the chances aren't good here. Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can pull it up. I just want to encourage people to make sure that they're hanging out. Anything that's negative, make sure it's a small part of your life,
the courtyard?
not a big part of your life. And I think that's the problem. And people look at me when I do criminal profiling. Of course, I do a lot of it because this is my work. Obviously, I have to do this. There's just no way around
Where's
it.
the saving
But
room?
on the other hand,
I think it's in here, but it's not.
I have to do lots of other things. That's why I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Puerto Rico. That's why I spend time with my granddaughter. That's why I have hobbies that are nice. And a lot of times I don't pay attention to any negativity that pops up on the internet that I can avoid.
Where is the sky?
Where's the ceiling? No, I can't pull this thing over.
What?
So I'm going to show you my picture.
Where's this one now?
This is my latest creation.
Where is the Duke?
Impossible. Oh, it doesn't work. Sorry, I have to wait for it to come up. It won't. It's
Those are 3 vampire leads.
There is a very slow connection between the platform I'm on and the iPad. Oh, there it came up. Cool. Okay, so this is my latest artistic creation, which I just finished, and that's my chameleon.
Cassandra, I choose you.
So you see, happy chameleon. That's what you have to do to balance things out. And I think, just, watch movies that are wholesome. Avoid all this negativity as much as possible. And if you're going to be involved in true crime, make sure it is quality true crime information that you learn from. Not just a bunch of junk that just shows you people getting killed and oohing and ahhing and making up nonsense. Stay away from that stuff if you can do that, and have a good balance in your life. So, yeah, that's me. I thought.
There he is.
Oh, we meet again.
Good morning, Tyler Moore. I think
why are you here?
Where there's coin to be made.
Mary Tyler Moore was good.
And have you found your daughter?
Beverly Hillbillies.
No.
Yeah. Ghost and Mrs.
If she is truly here, the lady of the castle would have kept little Rose in her private chamber. Would she not?
Dominatrix?
The very same. Why don't you take a look? Maybe you'll get lucky. And speaking of looking, care to make a purchase?
That doesn't mean I never watch a movie that's a thriller of some sort or historical, concerning, sad historical thing or whatever.
Craftsman, 19th century.
I like to learn.
Mortenson was branded a heretic and a felon. Wonders on the place of the village.
Thank you very much.
Incredible for that was the castle, the house on the hill, the memorial, and the iron tower. Upon completion, it becomes its temple. It's on life.
Emmy says, wow, I didn't know you were into art. That looks amazing. This is a pastel.
It's crystallizing remains.
It's at the senior center down the
More
road.
beloved
I actually didn't know I could do art until I started doing some art here. And then I was surprised that I actually enjoyed acrylics, I enjoyed charcoals, and
if I didn't know, I would read with eyeball.
And I also learned, I took a knitting class, I made a scarf, These are happy things, and you have to put them in your life. You do, you have to put them in your life. Yes, balance, absolutely. And you have to choose what's important.
A lovely weapon, sir.
And go on somebody's channel and you listen to just
seeking something in particular.
Nonsense.
Claptrap, shout out Borderlands.
Oh my God, did you see this?
I didn't know Claptrap was a word.
Going to his channel all the time to listen to more and more nonsense. It's don't go there.
Maybe no.
Don't go there. That was pastel. My lizard is pastels.
Finished.
I like pastels because I can fix things.